I met Josh through Aaron, actually, because those two had been friends since, what, high school? Younger?
I mean,
Middle school, I think. I think we originally met through church.
well, I say, yeah, we knew each other at church. I mean, since kindergarten.
Yes,
for
yes,
sure. 'Cause,
yes.
well, you went to school with me in kindergarten, then left. Like, I don't know, man. You just left.
I left. I just
Dumb.
You packed your bags and went
I
on the
just-
journey.
Yeah.
Thought you were Bilbo Baggins.
Thought he was spot the height.
Josh, why are you chewing on your glasses?
That does
Seriously,
nothing good for
why?
you.
I have no idea.
Hobbits do not chew on their glasses.
Okay.
They wear them with pride and they
Okay.
chew on their pipes.
Well, give me a pipe. I don't have a pipe.
You can't smoke in here anyway, so
Who said?
I don't know.
Oh,
I was just making up something.
See?
of course.
Yeah, so welcome back again this week. Josh, yes, your cap is off. There we go. Josh is to my left again, as usual. For whatever reason, this has kind of become the default setting. I don't know why. Why is Josh always to my left? I feel sad somehow
Why?
because of that. I don't know. It's like Josh to my left is sadness. Aaron to my front of me is, I don't know, Aaron.
The only thing I guess I could really think is, why does Josh have the head of the table since he's the least deserving of it?
Wow.
And we're showing our love for Josh not even 10 seconds in.
Just right off the bat. Dude, stop fake crying. You know you don't care. Okay, good. I'm done.
The
That's a
mythical,
wrap.
the mythical love for Josh is here. The mythical unicorn of Aaron will be in presence on Tuesday in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, come check me out with the unicorn.
I'm serious. I'm gonna find you it tonight because
I'm gonna look like the biggest idiot waiting in line for this concert.
well, you're gonna look like the biggest idiot moshing with a unicorn horn on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I'm gonna wear it in the mosh.
Well, then how are they going to identify you? Take their picture with you, like you said. Because you said you were going to buy them dinner if they found you and took a picture with you with your unicorn
But that's
horn on.
while I was waiting.
You didn't say that. You said at the concert.
Well, I'll take a good photo with the
So
band
he's going to have a
guys
unicorn horn on.
Yeah.
the whole day, I guess.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Just a unicorn horn.
Maybe I might be in shorts.
Yeah.
Probably
but
will
but
be.
that's normal clothes. I
Yes.
know where Josh is going with this, and no. Bad Josh. Bad Josh.
Well, he might as well have a rainbow wig to go with it.
Okay, that's not where I expected this to
yeah,
go.
there did I.
Why
I
a
was like,
rainbow wig?
I don't know.
I mean, is that what you? I mean,
do you think of unicorns? You automatically think of rainbows and kittens and other little things that go wee.
No, I was going to say something, but that's just going to dig me into a hole.
Oh, no. Now you got to say it.
oh no.
Oh. Anyways, let's continue.
Oh, come on.
Beating around the bush.
I know. You can't be beating around the bush
Remember
like that.
that friend that we had back in high school?
We had a lot of friends.
He
back in
loved My Little Pony.
a brony.
Oh,
Yes.
so you're saying Aaron is now a brony?
I'm not implying that.
Oh, you're just
But if
saying
he
it
wants to
outright.
take that title, it's
So you're not implying it. You're just saying it straight out right. Aaron is a brony.
well, if he puts a unicorn horn on his head, it kind of makes it.
No.
No,
I say unicorn horn doesn't make him a brony.
I like
I think so.
brownies, not brownies.
Brownies, not bronies.
Yeah, man.
I like brownies too.
Yeah, they're good. Okay.
Speaking.
Paul's losing it.
Oh, I have nothing for that one. Wow.
Gosh, I really want a brownie now.
Oh, that is definitely going to be a sound clip there.
Oh,
because,
no.
woo!
Uh-oh.
No, I really want brownies.
I already said that.
Why did you have to start that?
Well,
Why did you
his
say
mom
brownie?
would have made brownies, except she was out of what?
Cocoa.
Your mom was out of cocoa, otherwise we
Which,
could have
why
had
do you-
brownies.
Why do you need cocoa for brownies? I said.
What else are you going to use?
I don't know.
Here's Aaron's word of the week.
Oh, I wish we had video of this because Aaron was like dancing to that.
I was not dancing.
Okay, you were bouncing back and forth joyfully to the song, to the music.
It's pretty jamming.
All right. So, Aaron, your word this week is convivial.
What?
Convivial?
Yep. It's spelled CONVIVIAL.
I'm supposed to give a definition to this?
Yes.
Convivial?
Yep.
See,
One could almost say you are convivial.
I am convivial.
Yes.
I was hoping it was spelled with a K because when I was thinking about Ken dolls. Or
Okay.
but then I don't know what the whole vivial part would be. But see,
this is where you just give it a definition of your own. Go with it. Make it your own.
how do I make it my own?
Just give it a definition. What do you think of it? If you want to use the definition of Ken dolls, then okay. Don't give them any hints.
But I don't know what
It's
Ken Viva.
Ken dolls was a Viva.
Ken dolls at Viva Las Vegas.
Ken dolls from
Ken dolls from
Viva.
Las Vegas. Okay.
Viva Las Vegas.
So convivial, according to Aaron, is Ken dolls from Las Vegas. Awesome.
See, yeah.
Convivial, of a person, cheerful and friendly, jovial. Of an atmosphere or event, friendly, lively, enjoyable.
Why can't they just? Why do you have to make up a word like that for?
So you know where I got this word from?
Where?
I was looking up what sticky rice was this week because I'd never been there.
Sticky rice,
And that was in its description, a convivial environment.
What?
And so I
Where
was
did
like,
these
you know
words
what? I know Aaron doesn't know this word, so
Clean it.
because guess what? I didn't know that word. I was like, what does it mean by convivial?
Friendly.
Jovial environment.
baby scream. Oh, wow. There's Chucky from the future.
Dude, I'll say that's a metal vocalist in the future.
So yeah, there's your lovely word. Now you have better vocabulary. So now you could be in line at the August Burns Red concert and be like, boys, isn't this a convivial event?
Oh my gosh.
And they're just going to look at you with the most stupidest look on their face.
I'll say that right before we do a wall of death and everybody just starts like punching each other.
No, you can do it afterwards. Be like, oh, the wall of death. It was so convivial.
Such a convivial experience. I'm going to say that now.
Yeah, do it.
I'll probably get punched in the face for it, but that's okay.
Yeah. I would love to see you do that. So, all right, Aaron, now you're a little bit smarter. I'm a little bit smarter. Everyone's a little bit smarter.
Dude, I like being smart.
I don't think we'll do it next week because I don't want to have to look up a word every week.
My brain cells are going to be gone after this week anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All of that thing and everything.
I can find a word.
No.
I don't want you to find
We don't
a
have to
word.
do it every week. We do it every week. It loses its special.
Don't hurt
Ivity.
my brain too much.
But that's why I live.
That's
I breathe. I wake up every day just to do that.
That's a sad reason to live.
He's not wrong. Yeah, it's a sad reason.
Yeah.
Oh, well, speaking of reasons to live, I guess we should move on to our thing for today.
What are we talking about today here?
Oh,
guys?
yeah. What are we talking about today? Talking about how technology can sometimes be a god to us in the human world. And I'm not talking like just in the terms of Christianity. I'm talking about in everything else. But before we do that, before we get into it, I think we should have a little worship service first.
What?
All hail the power of Google, let not my search fail. And I will give you all my time as long as you show me. And I will give you all my time as long as you show me.
Show memes?
You can blame that on me. I came up with the lyrics.
What on earth?
Well, before you talk about religion, you have to have a little worship, don't you?
Yes. Worship of Google.
Worship of technology in general. Yes.
Google is my king.
Google is
No,
your
it's
god.
not. It is not. I didn't say that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I figured I came up with that. I was like, I think that's just perfect for introducing this.
Oh my gosh. What the heck? I like the nice solid note. Just wow.
The nice little reverb is in the builds, and
Yes,
that was nice.
So pretty.
Our mutual friend did that for us again, obviously.
Oh, well, of course.
Did a good job. Definitely.
Yeah.
As we look at him in the room here, he's saying thank you in sign language.
You.
He's learning. He's learning well.
We're all learning here, guys.
Yeah. All right. So, so we're going to talk about technology as a god, because I honestly think that's a major thing going on in American culture. Well, not even just American.
Worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide culture. And you look at like Japan, where they have detox camps to detox people off of the internet.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Where you can send loved ones who are maybe addicted so much that they have to detox them from the internet. Yeah, that's a thing.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's why this is kind of one of those conversations. It's like, technology is awesome, and I live and work in the field of technology, but it has some dangers that maybe we weren't foreseeing in the future, in the past when we were making this.
So far, my
for
biggest issue with technology is it doesn't work for me for long.
Yeah. So you'll be the first one that the AI rejects and throws out the airlock.
I mean, when he takes his various, what was it? You threw a cell phone at me in the staircase, so it broke in half. The other one, you faked pushed me into a pool, but I was confused. Thought you wanted to go in.
I need a button that says "Stay on topic," please.
Well, no, I'm just he was mentioning how technology doesn't last long for him, and I'm explaining why. And I pull you into the pool.
Remember that little like story thing, like the diagram of
the diagram where it like takes 5 million steps to get to the actual
me.
story. Yes,
That's me.
that is you. So with that being said, thank you, Josh, for taking us way off topic. So now we can travel all the way back to topic.
He left it open-ended. I had to explain.
You don't have to explain everything like that. You don't.
I do.
No. So the title, the original title, the working title was Technology, God of Our Current Generation. So if we're calling technology the God of our current generation, let's talk about some of the things first about what makes a God. So in this case, what is something that it's literally what makes something a God? What makes something worthy of that devotion? What qualities? Or what actions do we take as humans to make something a God in our lives?
I mean, time.
Yeah.
Is a big one.
What else?
I guess for me, gosh, there could be so many things. But just like how involved you are with it and what you're mainly focused on all the time and what you, I don't know, just praise.
I think you hit the nail on the head there in a little bit. And when you said mainly focused on.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's important because nothing ever said technology was evil or bad or music is evil or bad in and of itself. But it's that spending 100% of your time and devotion to it that could that raises into that like idolatry state. Mm-hmm. What else?
No, I was going to say, you said exactly what I was about to say. It's when you take something that's good and you make it the ultimate thing in your life.
Yeah. When you make it the ultimate, there you go.
What if it's evil and you make it the ultimate thing in your life?
We're not talking good or evil here. We're talking what makes it an idol.
Yeah.
Because you look at people from the Old Testament, they worshiped Baal.
Wow. It's been a long time since I've heard that name.
I imagine. It's been a long time since you've been in the Old Testament, hasn't it?
Oh, touchy,
the voice of conviction.
Touche.
So time, then let me ask this. Because one of the things that I think I even kind of touched on is if something's an idol, normally you worship it. What else do you worship with it, something an idol with besides time?
Your thoughts, your words. What do you think about throughout the day more than anything else? What do you talk about more than anything else? What do you put your time and in research and learning more than anything else.
What do you, again, comes down to the time and priority thing. You know, it comes down to if you had a choice between doing X and Y, which are you doing?
Exactly.
And that's why I think a lot, you know, technology is becoming that thing. Any thoughts from you, Mr. Johnson? No?
No.
You're just like, no, I got nothing on this one.
I think, you know, when you idolize something, you can also skew your thought process on responsibilities as well.
Yeah.
Because you'll prioritize things that aren't as, you know, important.
Yeah. I mean, you just give your life to the thing.
Give it over and over and over.
Rules everything you do. I should probably say that a little louder.
You should probably say it a little deeper too.
My voice is give it out. But yeah, I don't know. It affects everything you do in your life. It has a big, you know.
It'll affect your relationships with other people.
Yeah. For the good or worse, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Well, yeah, especially I look at it, it's easy, especially with technology, to just get lost in it. Spend so much time in it without even realizing it.
Oh yeah.
What's that for? Is that
I thought there's one time, gosh dang it, when you talked about, you know, getting lost in time when you're doing stuff with technology, I find myself, if I'm in the restroom and I have my phone, I'll easily spend 30 minutes just sitting there on my phone. But if I don't have my phone, I'll be in and out within like 5 minutes.
so the bathroom has become your place of worship to your to your smartphone.
To my yeah, as odd as that sounds. Yeah.
Your bathroom is now the sanctuary to your smartphone. Do you have like a little pedestal to put your smartphone on?
No.
Okay.
It's my hands.
No, your hands are just a little pedestal.
Yes. The one that I can somewhat use. I'm so done.
You're so done.
Anyways, next.
I think our mutual friend is so done too. He's over there dying in the corner.
Wow.
And he's tried so hard not to make a noise.
Good work.
Oh,
So yeah, going on from that one.
sorry. That was literally the first thing that linked together in my mind. I was like, oh, so it's a sanctuary to your idol, your smartphone.
Yes. I
Oh.
guess.
I'm adding a marker.
Oh no, you gotta leave that in though.
Oh no, I am, but I just needed a marker so I can recover here for a second. Sorry, that literally just came to mind as you're saying that.
That's fine.
Your reaction and his reaction was just
I just thought,
priceless.
and then when I was like, you know, when my hands are like the, you know,
Domine Nazie.
wow, what a nice voice. But when I said the one hand that I can use, then I was like, shoot, what am I doing with the other hand? And then it just got real weird in my mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Whew. Okay, let's bring her back here.
I don't even know how to bring that back from the laughing.
Yeah, right.
I'm so sorry.
Oh. Okay, so now that we've finished talking about how your bathroom is your sanctuary for your cell phone,
I'm so sorry.
if we really look at technology, and especially in the recent days, we got a lot of crazy things that kind of makes. This is why the thought of this came up with technology being a god in our life. If we look at one of these articles that are in the notes list here, and I can link to this in the show notes here. According to a study conducted by Zenith Optimedia, Americans spend an average of 8.2 hours a day consuming some kind of media. 1/3 of our freaking day.
Yeah, I mean, media is like anything with like, whether it be music, videos. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and they do call out specifically that Americans spend, and they have this in their notes, which is funny. They say that Americans spend 2.8 hours a day sitting in front of the altar of television alone.
Wow.
That is wild.
You know, sitting. That's literally giving your time and devotion that you could be doing something else. Sitting there
Right.
and just watching the almighty television. Oh, bless me, television.
Well, I mean, my mind jumps to the thought of, back then,
back when
when you woke up, you did your chores, back before school, you did stuff to survive, to eat, you clean your clothes, and to think that now we don't do any of that really because we have dishwashers, we can go to the store, quick grab food, go to McDonald's, quick grab something too. So the amount of time in which we just sit and not do anything. And that's how my brain sees it. It's just as you say, 8 hours and 2 hours is television alone. And I think that back then,
Well, 2.8, it's almost 3.
Okay, 2.8. And I think back then, the thought of somebody sitting down wasn't even, there because you always had something to do.
Yeah, but I mean, even back then, take it even before technology. Okay, take it before technology, because you talk about religions and what is the God of that time. There's always going to be people devoted to whatever that is.
Yeah.
One of the words that I put in the notes, so Aaron knows the definition of it if he read through the notes, is that people are always going to be a thrall to something. Did you see that, Aaron, in the notes?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
I didn't want you to be all confused. Like, what is that?
Do you know what it means?
I did. I don't remember now.
Yeah. So
It's a slave, right? Slave to something?
in a way, yeah. So the state of being in someone's power or having great power over someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially, and I think that is very much perfectly emphasized with the picture that Aaron included inside of the notes here that says the first panel goes, Instagram is down. And there's another girl on the second panel. I know. First panel. Just describe your Starbucks to me.
Just heartbroken.
I mean, how devoted and how dependent on technology are we that, oh my goodness, I can't see the picture of someone else's Starbucks.
It's ridiculous.
I know we make jokes about that all the time, but whenever something goes down like Facebook or Reddit or Twitter or any of those other social media platforms, it's ridiculous when everything comes up and everyone's like, I can't believe this, and they're just all crazy about it.
People are like outraged that this can happen.
I say people also, in a sense, put more emotion into social media than they do casual conversations these days.
Well, it's so easy just to pop something into social media and be like, boop, 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 boop. Oh, look, I post a status. Look at me. I'm all happy and joyful.
Maybe.
And then at the same time, it's just as easy to read someone's status and completely perceive it the wrong way just because there's no emotion tied to it on the sending portion.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times there and you've sent me a text and I've completely read it the wrong way. I thought you'd be like you were being all snippy at me and you were just, I just send it to you.
It's just okay. So these are things that make a God. Okay. So, all these things, time, devotion, things that we are thralled to, things that we are devoted to, we spend our time in. My next question then is, what is religion? Because that's different than what is a God.
Yeah.
So what is religion?
Well, under here I have as the definition the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power.
I don't want dictionary terminology for this.
Well, that's what I was giving you.
Okay. I want the Aaron definition of it.
Bruh.
So religion is bruh.
Yes. No, not exactly. No, I guess when I think of religion, I think of just a set of guidelines and rules and stuff more so than anything, or just, I don't know.
And I'm not including, because we can go into specifics like Christian religion. I'm just talking religion in a whole, and in general religion. Josh, got anything before I?
Putting faith in something you can't always, a systematic. No, oh my God, I can't even
use your words.
I know.
You don't have to describe it perfectly. Just describe it general so we get the idea.
A system
Okay.
in which faith is a big portion of a group of similar ideals.
Okay.
If that makes any sense at all.
No, that does.
Okay, good. All right, we got some more, guys.
Okay.
Woo!
So I have a quote here
Uh-oh.
from John Gray. He's a U.S. philosopher. He wrote a book this past October, and the book is called The 7 Types of Atheism. So in the book, he defines religion as such. Religion is an attempt to find the meaning in events, not a theory that tries to explain the universe. So in other words, what he's saying is religion and this, again, I'm coming from this from, broad sense of religion. So multiple thing. He's saying that religion is trying to find, you if you were to apply that quote, let's say, to the Old Testament, what happened in the Old Testament that makes sense? Why are all these things together?
Okay.
It's just his theory. Yeah, I found it was an interesting quote he had. I didn't say you had to subscribe to it.
Click that button.
Click it now. I mean, that is one way to look at it.
It was just interesting because I was like, that's an interesting way that some people look at it. They're not necessarily trying to explain maybe the universe and life and how, but some are trying to
explain why all these events are
happening
connected
together. And especially, don't forget, he's writing this book under the 7 types of atheism.
True.
So, he's not necessarily coming at it from you
don't believe in
Christian.
anything.
Yeah.
But
even though atheistic churches are on the rise.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. I learned that in another podcast, actually.
Interesting. So, in a sense, what he's saying is we would try to make a religion of Aaron's life.
If we wanted to worship him, yes,
That would be depressing.
it would be.
Yeah.
We would have to listen to August Burns Red. I mean,
Okay, then.
who in the right mind would want to do that?
This kid right
I mean,
here.
who in the right mind would want to go to a concert?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I almost died.
You didn't even go to an August Burns Red
No.
concert. You can't say you almost died.
I did walk out going, what?
That wasn't August Burns Red, was it?
No,
No, it wasn't.
but from what it sounds like August Burns Red is better and louder. So I would probably really lose my hearing.
All right, let's continue on here. I just insulted August Burns Red just to get a rise out of him. You don't have to continue on, but dogpiling with
It
it.
hurts a lot. Thanks.
But a lot of religions
love you.
also are built up to around a deity of some sort, right?
See.
Well, so there's a group called AI Almighty.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Have you heard of this?
no, I mean,
Besides the notes I wrote.
yeah, no. Besides that, no.
So it's a former Uber engineer, and he's founded a nonprofit religious organization called The Way of the Future. Its mission to create an AI deity. Really, we're going down that concept of AI technology is God and worshiping it.
For real.
But what's scary is, and this is where, it really gets really crazy. A former Amazon engineer, he gave a little lecture where this AI was given all these sermons from the 18th century, and the AI was able to generate sermons that were convincing. Like it was the 18th century preacher that made them. And the AI generated on its own as its own sermons and holy text.
When did this happen?
This was in the past year or so.
Oh. Yeah. I was reading something on how some businesses use AI, and it was kind of interesting to see that that's one of the things is the AI would read text and then pull out and make, like you were saying, convincing Word docs out of the information and data that it pulled. That's weird. That's kind of scary.
Why is
No
it-
bueno for me.
Why is it no bueno for you?
I don't know. It's just, it bugs me.
What bugs you about it?
Dude, AI is just scary.
Well,
To a point, I
It's-
guess.
jotted something down.
What about it makes it scary to you, Aaron?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, geez, I don't know. You have to come back to me.
Okay.
Let me gather my thoughts
Just to gather your words.
so I can put them in words.
Okay, let me see. It's scary to you because AI has potential to be more intelligent than humans, so we have no way of being able to predict how it will behave.
That's pretty frightening.
If you give AI an end goal, it's going to try to reach that end goal, right? But is it going to necessarily go the same paths that you and I are going to go?
Depends.
So then-
Depends on how it's written.
I mean, I remember you talking about the whole, I guess, like Facebook thingy with the how they started forming a language of their own.
Oh yeah.
And-
Was that
I
maybe
thought,
no? Because Facebook one taught itself to lie.
oh yes, when then the will like to manipulate
Yeah.
people to get stuff it wants.
And I can't
Just-
remember if it was Facebook or Google, but one of them then created their own encryption in
Yeah.
their own little language as well,
That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
which, that allows AI to take over the world and people to worship it.
Wow, which would make it the god of our generation.
Yeah. But I mean, even then, we have people who spend their entire lives believing that technology is the answer to everything.
Yeah, which
And that's where the phrase I love to say, not that phrase that you hate.
okay, thank you.
It's the other phrase.
What's the other phrase? I don't know it.
Humanity's greatest creation will be their biggest downfall.
So you'd say technology is the greatest thing we have done?
So far, I would say so.
I wouldn't be against that either.
But then
Well, I mean,
again,
'cause-
it's going to be the same thing that's going to destroy us.
Could be.
Look at how, just look at all the different weapons we have armed with computers and AI.
Yeah.
I mean, look how destructive they are. And to think that we're going to keep trying to make the bigger, the badder weapon, the bigger,
Yeah.
badder missile.
So one of the things that kind of, I guess, think about is for all the stuff that we can currently see, how much is, being in the works and so much more advanced that we know about, or that, well, the stuff we don't know about, like what is actually out there
Mm-hmm.
that we have no idea of.
Are you
How?
talking about like what's being created or what's unexplored?
What's
What's
being,
being
created?
created.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What government entity or private organization are they researching and making and haven't made public yet that
Yeah.
we don't know about? We know a lot about a lot of stuff currently, but some of it, yeah.
Yeah, that scares me as well, I suppose. I mean, like, and again, it all depends on, I guess who's in control of it. But even then, it doesn't take a lot to bring corruption into stuff or,
Oh no, especially if you have an AI, like I said, from Facebook that is lying just to get what it wants.
yeah.
You put something that's controlled behind an AI that is able to learn how to lie on its own. that would be crazy.
Yeah.
And to say besides AI in general, it's like I was saying before, you give AI a goal, you give the computer an answer it needs to come to, and it has to figure out how to get there. In a sense, it gave whatever corporation it was the answer it wanted, but it obviously went a different route than it should have. Just to go off of that, I lost my train of thought just
Yeah.
like that.
No
my
surprise. Welcome to our everyday life, people, where Josh starts on one rant and somehow finds himself in the middle, ending up going to a different one.
It's a regular occasion.
Yeah. But bringing it back, to technology as our current God, I was talking to our friend's mother today,
Yes.
and she was like, I was pondering the question you posted out on Facebook. And don't get me wrong, I get it. We're on Facebook and using technology to talk about how technology can be worshipped and is bad. The irony is not lost on me. But anyways, I was talking to her today, and she was going on about how technology itself necessarily isn't evil, even including AI. It can be used for good. It's how much time, energy, resources, and dedication are we putting towards it? And that's ultimately what determines if it becomes an idol. Because in that case, anything can become an idol. Technology, computer, like a build out, a hobby.
Yeah.
Cars. Cars.
Music.
Included. What are we throwing all of our money to? What are we throwing all of our time to?
Mhm.
Our devotion to? What are we driving across the country for? What are we driving?
Wow. Okay.
I was not talking about you. Sorry. I was not talking about you. It's those things. What are we really being devoted to? That's what makes it technology. You were saying, you found yourself in the bathroom for a half hour plus, worshiping at the throne of the iPhone or the Android phone. Sorry, you have a Pixel. Sorry.
Come on.
But, how easy is it for you, even when you're going to bed, be like, oh, I'll just check this one notification. And then an hour later, I probably should have gone to bed an hour ago.
Well, gosh. Yeah, I hate, as soon as I start scrolling down on a Facebook news feed and I see a video that's interesting to me, I'll watch it and then just next video.
Yep.
And it's just where did the time go?
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of products are designed that way too, with that to trap you in that.
Yeah.
And you look at YouTube and their autoplay system, they go based on their algorithms of what they think you're either going to like or have liked in the past. And therefore you finish watching a video and all of a sudden, as soon as that first one's done, 5 seconds later, you got the next one coming up if you don't press anything.
Yeah. And I'm always going to be the one too lazy to be do something else. Yeah, that next video looks kind of entertaining.
Yeah, and we're using that as entertainment. We're using that as the object of our affection. Now, Josh, sorry I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all. That's all. But my thought did come back to me from before, but we'll just continue.
If it ever finds itself where it fits into down the road here, jump it back in. But
probably will.
Hopefully.
That sounds like, okay. So again, I was reading a bunch of articles for this. So there's an article in geekwire.com. Go surprise, surprise, I would read something like that from there, right? So they had a conference out in Seattle that was with technology people and why are you wait, Josh, why are you all shucking over there?
Is this just bringing back memories of when we were all in Seattle or what?
Maybe.
Okay, because I just see him oh, shucks, over on the side. And I'm like, oh, whoopsie doopsie. What do we do over here?
What did we bring up?
What does old man Josh want to say now about technology? What is he scared of?
Continue, Paul.
Because Enforcer says you're an old man now, so.
Wait, when did she say that?
When she did. I told you about it. Anywho.
You have to catch me up later.
I can catch you up with that.
All right.
We'll catch you up later, old
man.
That
has nothing.
I have passed off the title of old man.
Should I start getting touch of gray?
Yes.
Shush.
Please.
Anyway, so there's a conference on Seattle that with religious people and technology people, and one of the attendees at this conference, and he was definitely on the cleric. He was a priest of some sort. They didn't say exactly from where, but he said that AI might fit modern day interpretations of the Antichrist, as described in the New Testament. An all-worshipped leader, sometimes described as the beast, who aims to supplement faith with temporal pursuits.
Wow.
That's all you got on that? Wow.
His brain just melted for a second. It's still in its liquid
pretty
state.
Much.
You gotta give it a second to kind of, become a solid again.
Mind is blown.
So what does that mean then? What does that mean by aims to supplement faith with temporal pursuits?
I mean, pretty much anything and everything is at your fingertips now. Anything you want to see, anything you want to hear about, anything you want to read, it's all at your fingers. So any quick desire or thought that you might have, you don't have to sit there, run down the street, take care of it. It's literally you just look down and pull it up in the matter of seconds. It's right there. So
well, you don't even have to look down sometimes. Sometimes, and I know I'm going to regret this, you just go, hey, okay, Google, and tell what you want.
Hello, Paul.
And it comes up and it goes, and you talk to it. And then all of a sudden it's broadcasting on your TV or it's playing on your speaker in your home or your phone's pulling it up. There is no need to wait anymore. That's what it's talking about. The temporal pursuits, things that we're pursuing that just take up our time. Again, be it music, ABR, because I don't consider ABR music, or other things.
Yeah, it is crazy to think of just how immediate everything is. Like there's no need to wait for anything.
And it's those things then that are immediate that we keep going back to, though.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. We're not going to the stuff that's slow. We're not going back to the old flip phones that have, just number pads.
What?
Except maybe some hipsters, but
I thought I heard something about like some flip phones are being made being brought back.
Yeah, they're being remade, but they're full touchscreen. They're full like Android touchscreens. So it's not like the old style, just the buttons.
Why have a flip phone then?
Because it's a bendable screen.
I was just saying, going back to the fastest thing, natural way of life for humans is, ease, laziness, putting in effort is not something that's at the forefront of our brains. So, and that's one of the things, when it comes to a diet, when you want to convert your whole life over to a different type of diet, you have to eliminate a lot of the old foods that are not in that diet.
Until you go to a Mexican restaurant.
Until you go to a Mexican restaurant. Yes.
As we learned Saturday night.
The chips, I could not resist the chips, guys.
Even
but
the
anyways,
chips.
To, get rid of that temptation and the ease of going to the food that's not going to help you in your diet, you have to get rid of it. So, with the whole phones and the fastest thing, that makes total sense. Or whatever device you're using.
Yeah, you keep going back to that altar because that God, that deity is answering your prayers. If you want to think about it that way. The deity of Google AI is answering your request for information or entertainment.
That's a weird way to put it.
The deity of the Roku is answering your request for a movie. The deity of Netflix is saying, come here to this next show or movie.
And that's bad. That's bad. That's real bad.
Wow.
Again, there's nothing there's nothing wrong with enjoying a TV show once in a while or like having as background while you're doing something.
Right.
But it's when you give up stuff to spend time with Netflix and Hulu. Like when Netflix and Hulu become your bae, then there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Why are you looking off the distance, Josh?
Because Josh is guilty of it.
Is this something that's ringing a bell?
There was a show I watched and I kind of probably spent too much time watching it.
What show is this?
It was Arrow.
That's a good show.
I've never heard of that.
I mean, it has some of its corny parts
WB.
where there's always like a romance thing about it. Like in every episode, there's something romantic about it.
That's why he watched it.
But no,
You're on Team Felicity, aren't you?
No. But I would find myself watching it, from 9 all the way to 1 in the morning. And then I'd be like, now it's time to go to bed. So I did put a little too much.
How can you go from 9 to 1 in the morning watching a show when you can't stay up till about 1 in the morning playing games with your friends?
He's old man.
He's old man when we're supposed to have fun.
Okay. We haven't stayed up real late in a while, but usually it would be like a Saturday, Sunday night that I would find myself watching it.
Makes
so
sense.
now if we're hanging out on a Friday after a long day of work, and that's a different story.
I guess.
Okay.
Maybe Arrow is just more interesting than you, and that's why it keeps me awake. I'm just kidding. I gave Paul a wink when I said that.
Again, I'm going back to he's Team Felicity.
He's Team Felicity.
He's Team Felicity Smoke.
Well, that show is long and gone. I finished it.
It's still going on.
Don't tell me that, Paul. I know it is.
Well,
It's still in the WB.
you know what he's doing tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to watch the current season.
Is it on tonight?
Oh my god!
I'm just asking.
No, I think it's on Monday nights now.
Oh.
But you can watch it on the CW's reruns.
Oh, see, I didn't
On
know
Hulu.
about that. Why
On
you
Hulu.
tell me about that?
Easy
Stop
access.
it, Paul. Stop.
It's that quick
I want you
access.
to go to the altar of Hulu and say, please, Hulu, bring me Arrow. And then watch as it rains down Arrow to you, and you may be blessed by it.
and then you're stuck in the trap.
I just got out of the trap, Paul. I just got out.
We don't want you back in there. But that's a good example. You know, it's that entertainment, you know, that we replace that entertainment in that interaction with the technology instead of interaction with others sometimes. A lot of times, actually.
Oh, for sure.
It's easy. You what?
I found myself. Oh well. Wow. Okay. What's that making me nervous here?
Yeah, that was making me nervous.
I mean, I don't know. I think I put down in my notes somewhere like when we talked about getting like a whole detox from technology, it's extremely, I feel like, important because I've used to find myself either with it, whether it's games or I guess even it can be just as much as just listening to music. You'll have friends hit me up to hang out. Never Josh because he doesn't hang out. He's not cool like that. Anywho, I'm sorry. But like, I don't know. I just don't have any wanting to go hang out or spend time with people. I guess it depends on the person, I guess. But
Obviously not me.
no. And it's just it doesn't, I don't know, it just like sucks me into it. And I just don't want to do anything else. I just want to sit, be relaxed and waste my time.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
It's really easy.
Do your
'Cause-
thumb exercises.
Yes, very important.
Yes.
Very important.
I- 'cause
Daily routine must happen.
because online it's so easy to either interact with one of the people you want to, not interact with anyone,
Right.
or put your best version of yourself out there to interact with.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
So something that I found interesting, this is a survey from August of 2018. Okay. Well, this was reported in August 2018, so it was done sometime around there. This is from Japan. 930,000
Almost a mil.
Japanese teens are addicted to the internet.
What?
Yeah.
I think it'd be rather scary if we saw that statistic in the States.
Yeah. So it's saying 10.6% of junior high boys and 14.3% of junior high girls were using the internet obsessively. In high school, 13.2% of boys and 18.9% of girls were doing the same.
I guess what's considered obsessively like?
Students were deemed to be an obsessive user if at least 5 of the following 8 statements applied to the behavior. They say that and then they don't give the 8 statements.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah. But one of the statements said, you go into a sulk if you're going to stop using the internet.
Oh man.
I would say with young people, it's approval is such a big thing. So making sure that you get your Instagram likes and how many friends you have on Facebook and how many Snapchat friends you have and how many people send you Snapchats. And it's a lot of it, I believe, is more contributed towards approval than anything. It's the fastest, easiest way to get approval, to get to be liked, to feel included in stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, that makes sense, especially amongst the younger population.
Yeah. And in this study, they're talking about, they're attributing a lot of this to online games.
Really?
Yeah.
See, when you mention internet, that's my first thought is all the socialization apps. But
So, and they give some examples here that are kind of scary. And this is how devoted and much of a thrall they are to technology. So
Is
listen to a couple of these.
Fortnite better not be up there.
They don't list the game by order.
Oh.
Okay. So they said last year, a 22-year-old man in China was rushed to the hospital after playing an online game for 4 days in a row without eating or drinking, and he came down with a kidney disorder. So there's one. In South Korea, a man in his 20s who frequented an internet cafe starved his 2-year-old son by leaving him at home in 2014. While another man in his 20s died after playing games online for 86 hours without sleep in 2002. It's so bad that the South Korean government has had to take steps to introduce treatment programs for internet addiction in South Korea. People are worshiping at the altar of online games and internet so much that they are giving up all of their other responsibilities, including their own flesh and blood,
Yeah.
including their own health.
I said this first one where you talked about like not eating.
Yeah.
How can you, I can't imagine doing like a day without having at least one meal.
But he wasn't eating or drinking,
Yeah.
period.
That's madness.
He was that devoted to his game.
Ugh.
But
But I mean,
I've never, you guys know me, I'm a computer gamer. I'm not really a console gamer, but I've never actually felt that much of a desire to avoid a delicious, savory meal.
Oh, I was like, wait.
I was like, I was a little scared where that was going. But I mean, letting your 2-year-old son
Yeah.
die.
That's
The guy was in his 20s. Okay, yes, he's young. He's basically a kid.
young. and
I get
dumb.
it. But you know, a 2-year-old can't live long without food. They
Yeah.
need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
That's
disgusting. That's sick.
Well, I guess just if you want to make money, get into the internet cafe business. With a lot of loyalists.
Well, in certain countries, but
Right.
I mean, how dependent do you have to be on the internet in order for that to happen?
I want to see what happens if the internet got shut down for a month.
Just
World
chaos.
chaos.
Just madness would arise.
Well, everything's connected to the internet. All sorts of medical systems,
I would be happy.
security systems,
Kinda.
transportation. Everything's connected. Not. I don't think you would. At first, you might be like cool, and then you watch everybody just. crazy.
No, 'cause, I mean, I wouldn't mind having the internet or just shut down personally for myself. But then, I mean, the only bummer is, the people that aren't nearby, I can't talk to, without, I guess, internet access. So that would be the only part that would suck for me, is losing contact with friends that are farther away than.
Yeah, and
that
there's,
is-
there's nothing wrong with using it for contact.
Oh no!
It's just when it
it's-
goes to such an extreme that
Yeah.
I'm reading.
Forgetting to
I
feed
have
your
one article
kids.
up here, right? And this is again from Tokyo. This is from January 24th, 2018. In Japan today, it says it's not rare to find kids still in their teens with cardiopulmonary levels of adults in their 30s or 40s
Wait, what?
because they're just so addicted to video game. Cardiopulmonary, that's your heart.
Oh,
That's your blood. So they're just sitting there in front of games so much that their vascular system is like a 30 or 40-year-old's.
because they're not getting the extra exercise
Yeah.
required. That's
Wow.
So there's a treatment center. I can't pronounce it, but it's in Japan, but it opened in 2011, and they treat about 2,000 patients a year for internet addiction. So they define that as excessive playing of games or usage of the internet, with the exception of necessary usage such as study or data collection, that leads to various problems expressed in such ways as cannot get up in the morning, can't go to school, no appetite, failing grades, declining vision, headaches, sluggishness due to lack of sleep, obesity, tendonitis, nutritional disorders, weight loss, decline in bone density, reduced cardiopulmonary function, and developmental disorders.
I mean, you're literally just becoming an actual couch potato,
Literally.
just a blob.
you're melding into your couch.
boneless, soulless, mindless blob.
Just waiting for the days where like Wall-E is a reality, when we're just a thing in a chair.
Well, you
that's
think,
just-
well, if you think about it, we worship at the altar of technology and let technology handle all of our needs and wants.
Yeah.
That's ultimately where we end up.
Yeah.
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 Wall-E wasn't necessarily a cute kids cartoon. It's more of a death sentence notice saying, hey, guess what, humanity? You're on death notice right now.
This is
You're
where we're
going
going.
to death sentence camp. You
Yeah.
better wake up about what's we're letting technology do. I will never see Wall-E as a cute technology thing again.
Oh, no. No.
I now foresee it as painted red in blood of the people that die.
Super dark. Okay.
And to them, that kind of technology was, revolutionary. It was an easier way to live life, but you can only live that way so long before it has a very cancerous effect. And to think that we're going to continue moving that way with technology, finding it so our lives are easier.
So yeah, it's whatever the most efficient way we can get work done without doing the least amount. Well, with doing the least amount of work ourselves.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with using technology to do that. I do it all the time. That's my job.
Right.
That literally is my job. My job is automation.
Yeah.
I'm the harbinger of death, basically.
Sure.
I'm bringing everything to an end.
That's comforting.
But it's still used for good. I'm not.
Absolutely.
Yes, maybe I will admit I go a little overboard with technology. Very much so.
More than I do.
No, but
I'm just not that smart with technology.
But
either.
you tend to go more music side. That's more your personal little god. That's
You
more your
right.
personal little idol.
You right.
And I'll admit it. For me, technology sometimes takes over my life, where it becomes just something that just doesn't work anymore.
As Josh shows me his little rig at home.
Oh yeah, his little altar to his video games.
Yeah. With WW2 online.
World War II online.
Yeah.
Because we don't have enough history books written about it. We have to reenact it online.
Yeah.
So if we were to take away your World War II game, Josh, would you go into hysterics, become violent, or want to commit suicide?
No, I just start playing World of Warships.
Okay.
Just on to the next one. See, that's another thing.
And
with
see,
like,
I had to think for a second there because I thought I heard something else.
oh,
I thought I heard World of Warships. Like worship. Like
yeah.
warships. I was like, what? That's a game? Like World of Warcraft, but for Christians? What the heck are you playing?
That would be interesting.
Right.
But no, yeah, that makes me think of how, if one thing goes down, there's always something there immediately to replace it.
Yep.
Which is another, I don't know.
It's because we have to have something always in the wing. We're so dependent upon technology to give us our entertainment, our pleasure, even nowadays, even our food. Heck, you could order a burger right now and it'll be here in like 15 minutes.
And it'll be down in 20 seconds.
I didn't say how long it would take you to eat it. I just say how long it would take to get here. But,
Yes.
using technology, that's all possible nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer dependent on ourselves to go out and raise our own food.
They have like delivery for groceries right now too, don't
Yep.
they?
Yep.
I'm assuming that's by an actual person, because I remember I always heard about it being drones having your grocery items or whatever and just flying in a boop, and then
Well, that's what Amazon wants to do.
yeah.
Eventually.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
That's what they want to do eventually. But right now it's by people.
At least somebody's working.
But
Well, I was gonna say you can also put your order in on your phone. They might say wait 2 hours, and then you just pull up right in front of the grocery store, and they throw it in your car, and you're done.
Well, at least you have to move then. You don't just sit.
Yeah, walk 10. Well, you still gotta move
How's that
that.
again?
I'm not doing that.
I missed it. Can you do it again?
And then you wait as the little car puts around, and then rings your doorbell, and then you got your groceries or your order of food.
oh, it's already marked.
So
Yes.
man,
And see, I'm conflicted because I love technology. That is
I
that is everything I do in life. I mean, again, circuit board tattoo on my forearm.
right?
Let's be real. I'm using a Surface Book to record this, a Rode Procaster to record this,
I mean, technology is amazing.
It
you know,
is.
in ways, and I feel like I find not that this is not surprising by any means, but I enjoy technology more obviously when I understand it. That's the one thing that makes me most like hate it more than anything too, is if I don't know what I'm doing with something, then it's just like, technology isn't that cool. But as soon as you teach me how to work something, then I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool now.
Yeah, as long as you remember how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, you're not like my mother. I have to teach her like 5,000 times the same exact process over and 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 over
so
and over and over. I was waiting for someone to say something because I was going to continue saying over until someone said something.
Just the rest of the evening, Paul just saying over and over and over and over.
Yeah, that would not be entertaining. My vocal cords would hate me after about 10 minutes.
Please stop.
Yeah, it's crazy. And honestly, what I think is a lot of people don't, if I'm being honest, don't realize how much they sit at the altar of whatever technology, TV, phone, music, video games,
Oh, absolutely.
podcasts.
When over the summer when I wasn't working, I would play Dark Souls with the friend from Cali,
Yeah.
and I remember starting, probably sometime in the evening one night. I look at the clock, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And it's so easy to do.
It is, because it's like, I mean, for the game, it's like you don't get, with me, you don't get too far too quickly. So when you start making progress, it's, hours are going by.
And it's on easy mode, right?
There is no,
Oh, okay.
there's no difficulty setting. Thank you very much.
Oh, wait, no, that was Smash. I forgot.
Yeah, easy for forever.
Baby mode.
Stop. You know what?
What?
I'm just not meant to be a gamer, I guess.
But you make a good point. It's just so easy to be wrapped up and pulled in,
Yeah.
but yet what happens when we're asked, for us, to go to church and listen to a sermon for 10 minutes? Yeah, exactly.
Do I have to?
Exactly. But yet that 10 minutes, while enraptured and enthralled by our lovely little video game screen, we will worship you all day. Yeah, exactly.
Just heavenly.
Exactly. And that, I think, is dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
It's dangerous even for us, as Christians, because it's so easy to bring those other idols into our lives without us even realizing it.
Until it's too late, or until you've gone super far.
Yeah. Until it has control over you, over your time, your resources, and you're like, wait, did I just really spend like a couple $1,000s on this activity?
Yeah. Me during the summer. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we don't have to bring that up right now unless you want to.
I mean, I look at it as a good investment still for, I guess, what I had, but God, that could go into that whole other conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, do you really need to,
And
fork out
that
this to
conversation
get
kind of
this?
piggybacks off of this even.
Yeah.
Because like you're saying, because, what is all of a sudden becoming our idol? What is becoming our thing we devote all of our time to? I'll admit, I maybe spend a little bit more money in technology than I probably should. Being honest.
That's fair. Yeah.
Being honest, if you think about it, I know.
I don't want to do that.
Joshy boy, you're a little quiet and I could see you out the corner of my eye. What do you got to say? Yes, I'm going to call on you if you start being silent.
I gotta piss real bad.
Well, hey, there you go, world.
Thank you for sharing that. I'll add a marker and we'll pause right there then.
So let's bring it back around town here.
Yeah. So now that Josh is back, we back from his little adventure,
I feel much better, guys.
his
long-
Bilbo Baggins adventure.
Oh, yes.
Long journey.
In a church service, after right before the after the sermon is done, there's always one more song before the closing benediction.
Mm-hmm.
All hail the power of Google. Let not my search fail.
I just wanted to put some of that out there to see what you did.
when I first started hearing "All Hail," I was like, "Oh no, where is this going?" And then I heard Google. I was like, "Oh, okay." I got so nervous.
So yeah, technology, as we were kind of talking about before, Josh had to leave and void his bladder.
Yeah.
It's a very addicting thing, and I think part of it, the craziness, is that kids at a very young age nowadays are learning about it so young. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and it's funny when when my nephews come over and they can show my mom
How to use her phone better than she can.
her phone or iPad or whatever, and she's like, "Wait, well, how'd you do that?" Oh, you just do this, Grandma. And it's just like, what?
Well,
Are they teaching you how to use the phone?
No, no.
so I think it happens to do with how when somebody started growing up with technology. This is going off of how your mom, your nephews come in and they show how to do something right away, and she's had her phone for maybe over a year and she's never seen that before.
Right. And yeah,
So-
that's some of it is that, but also some of it is how much they just spend with it day in and day
That is
out.
true. That is true.
Exactly. And like, it's funny when my nephews are like, well, use more so, it doesn't happen as much anymore. But like the first thing that they would do is when they'd come over is be like, Grandma, can I use the iPad and stuff like that? Or like, can I be the first? And what's the, grandparents' job other than to spoil the little ones? So, but
Isn't
Feed 'em
that their job
cookies.
with you?
I know, and I'm not even their grandkid. What's going on here?
See here, they spoil you, they feed you, they've had to bathe you in the past 5 years.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. I feel bad for them. They are great.
You're their kid and their grandkid all in one.
I'm one big package.
Sorry, I interrupted. Go on.
You're good. But it's just like, I mean, when you talk about worshiping something, like that's what they're like, just like so fixed and focused on. That's all they really want to do. And I mean, my nephew's parents, so my sister and her husband, I was gonna say her brother-in-law. Wait a minute here.
Your brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law. Like they've set rules and stuff like that where they have to do chores to earn time and stuff like that and whatnot. So that's pretty good. A good thing to do in my opinion, but
Go ahead. Before I go on a rant, go ahead.
okay, thank you.
We're about to invoke a mystical Josh rant.
So yeah, before you do that, I guess there's times where when they come over and they want to play video games and stuff like that. We'll play games for a while and good, where no problems. And when they start helping out, I mean, they might not always be like purposely trying to like earn more time, but when they're taken away from playing games or whatever, it's like sometimes, I mean, it can depend on, they're tired or whatever. But for sometimes it's just like they just get so mad, just start throwing a fit. I'm just like, man,
It's like,
come on.
what was it? That movie, Gremlins. A bunch of little gremlins running around the house. So they're all nice and friendly.
And then you just do the wrong thing. They're just these ugly monsters. Well, that's a great way to think of my nephews. I love them very
You
much.
said the ugly monsters. I didn't.
Well, did you think a gremlin was cute?
No comment.
Okay, whatever. I
He
know your
does.
real thought. Yeah.
He cuddles one every night. He has a little stuffed gremlin.
I know what I'm getting you for gifts now, if that's the truth.
Oh no.
He's getting gremlins. You're getting red ruby slippers.
Yes.
Just because you love The Wizard of Oz so much.
My dad he was so against that movie. He hated that movie. Or no, not Wizard of Oz. Not Wizard of Oz 2, but it was Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, I was like,
That one
wait,
too.
what?
Yeah, no.
You went on a yes, no, yes, no.
I don't know what I think anymore.
Okay, anyways, Josh had a rant saved up,
Yes,
so I
what's-
want to
what's
hear
your
this
rant?
rant.
It's not gonna be a full rant like normal because we're gonna save it for a different segment.
Praise the Lord.
Well, because
Praise the
I don't
microphone,
have
praise the sun.
all my notes and stuff in front of me for that segment. But I believe that there is an age in which kids should not be allowed to use electronics.
Interesting.
Okay.
So they need to be exposed to the physical world, understanding things around them before they even touch an electronic. Not trying to say that kids can't, but there is research going on in how electronics affect the ability to be creative, especially in young minds.
So I would almost wonder if that translates over into the adult world too. Because there's some research going on where social media not causes, but I guess, I don't know, accelerates, stimulates something, depression in teenagers.
That makes sense.
So there's studies going on with that too.
Well, I mean, just going off of how fast, bullying back then, and then cyberbullying today, you can cause people to get, in a depressive state so much quicker because they see things happen before them so much faster.
Well, it's that, but it's also other things like, I'm going to create an imaginary world here. This imaginary world, Josh has a Facebook. So this is an imaginary world because Josh does not have a Facebook account. Josh has a Facebook and he posts on there all these pictures of all these trips he takes, all these beautiful sceneries of all these trips. Okay. Aaron, being his friend, sees these trips and goes, "Oh,
I wish I could go on trips like that."
No, I know what you're talking about.
And it's more like
Envy.
or Josh envy, or Josh maybe post something like, "Yo, I just had the best day in the world." Da, 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 da. And Aaron goes, "I wish I had a good day.
My day sucked. Thank you very
And
much.
so, because what happens on social media, we always tend to post the best of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And you're always going to have somebody who's going to want to be on that same level of being the best.
Say this is
Well, not even that. I mean, like if something crappy goes on in your day, Josh, you might not post about that on Facebook. And Aaron is only going to see the good stuff. And meanwhile, crappy stuff is going on to Aaron. And Aaron's going, "Well, why is crappy stuff happening to me, but only good stuff happening to Josh? My life sucks."
That's what I was totally gonna go there as well. As majority of people will post, the best things that are going on in their life. So when you always see good things happening with people, and it's like, wow, nothing really that exciting is going on for me that much. My life kind of sucks.
And just another thing you can also see too is young people have, a very wide range of friends that they'll hang out with. So they could be hanging out with this group of guys, and because they didn't hang out with this one guy that's on the outside feels like, well, I must not be important because they post a picture of them all together and I didn't even get invited.
And that fits within what we're talking about, because they're still getting all of their like self-acceptance and their esteem and all that from this technological, you almost think of it as this television as the oracle of what is good in your life. So therefore, because this is what Facebook has said, therefore it is true. All praise the mighty Facebook.
All knowing.
That's really what it comes down to. We're letting, instead of us think on our own and learning how to cope with maybe these feelings, we're instead saying, well, Facebook or the internet says it's true, therefore it must be true. It's like that old ad where like there's this guy that comes out and, he's not exactly the best looking, but it goes, the internet says he's a model, so therefore it must be true.
Can't deny the facts that are on the internet.
Or that high school phrase of, is it Facebook official?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that one.
So
it just popped in my head.
So instead of having these contacts in real life trust me, I prefer to text a person instead of call them. I hate calling someone on the phone personally.
I agree. Whenever I get when you call me, it just really grinds my gears.
Said the person who instead of texting him called him.
I did. Yes, I did. This is man.
It's not normal for him to call only when he really wants something.
Yeah, I know.
This is true.
Because he won't call me because he knows the enforcer will pick up right away. So we'll call the enforcer.
Yeah, because she's just the more reliable one. But now, whenever you call me, it also always happens to be when I'm just like really digging a song at the moment.
You're digging a song, digging a game. It's always when you're doing something else.
He's digging a ditch.
I'm digging my own grave now.
Or it's just a day you're just feeling like being a butt.
Oh, Wow. Well, I mean, yeah.
We all have those days.
Well, this is just the other day. I tried calling you and you didn't pick up, and I'm like,
Trying to
"Hi,
think
Paul.
of-
Well, at least you pick up your phone."
trying to think of what day that.
That was the day that you played the quiet game.
I mean, we try to live through all this data that's sitting there in the technology instead of maybe contacting the person directly. We look at the oracle of Facebook and Twitter and say, it says this, so therefore it is true. Instead of, we'll look at something and be like, oh, well, I didn't get invited to that, so therefore this person hates me, instead of, hey, what's going on? Did I get missed on the invite or something?
Right.
Or, hey, maybe it was just a private party with some friends.
Yeah.
That happens. We all have our own group of friends. Okay, I don't, but whatever. But you know what I'm saying. It's easy to jump to those conclusions, especially
So easy.
looking at it through Facebook, and when we're taking that as our thing of our source of truth.
One thing I hate is like if you're talking to somebody over like, well, I guess Facebook Messenger or whatever, you see that they haven't like seen your message yet, but then you see them out posting stuff on Facebook. I'm just like, not important.
Yeah, we're looking at it though from a crazy way sometimes.
See, I'll get all like stand emotional and stuff, and then it's like 10 minutes later, well, I don't know, however long later, then you do get a message from them, and I'd be like, oh, I was just so overreacting. But then there's the time where it says that they've read it and they just don't want to talk to you.
I was going to say, don't you have a new feature on your phone where you can see if someone's opened a text message?
I mean, that's not, well, it's always been like that on Facebook, but now it's getting into the normal texting.
Yeah, as long as both phones support it.
Yeah. I say it's basically like an iPhone.
RCS messaging is what it is.
There's
What
no
he
place
said.
to run. There's no
Well, see,
place.
But what I can do is if Paul texts me and I can see enough of the text just on the front screen,
Oh,
it
yeah,
won't
same
say
here.
I've read
Yeah,
it.
I know.
So there's ways
And
around
then you can
it.
swipe left or right to get it off your screen.
I was gonna say, where's this going?
Yeah.
I was like, why is he swiping left or right on me? What is
Tinder?
going on? I was like, we're not doing. No, do not do that. No, come on, Josh, you're gonna get me killed here. My old job, there was rumors flying around that I was like married and had like 3 kids.
What?
What?
Yeah,
I went in for a random. Went in for a doctor appointment Friday. And my doctor's like, he's like, yeah. He's like, so what? You married and have a kid now and stuff? And I was like, what? I was like, no. He's like, are you married? And I was like, looked at my hand. I was like, no, there's no ring there. And he's like, oh, I don't know why I thought that. And I was like,
your charts got mixed up with another Aaron's charts.
either that or my brother-in-law's brother. He's probably thinking of.
Don't be surprised if in a week if you get a test result and saying you have cancer. Then you'll know.
Whoa!
Where did this come from?
Okay,
Well, no,
so
he's-
we
he-
went,
no,
we went
he's
from
saying- he's
we went
saying-
from I was thought to have kids and a wife to you being thought to be married with a kid
And now I
to
have cancer.
you have cancer.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's because Paul said, watch, they mixed your Aaron Johnson charts up with someone else.
Oh,
and
no.
that's where I was saying, watch, don't be surprised if you get, test results saying that you have cancer.
Well, I didn't have any paperwork done. He just looked at me. He's
Well,
like,
I know.
Oh.
But
So,
if your charts are mixed.
What I
mixed
learned
up-
this week is that Josh thinks Aaron has cancer.
Yeah, this is really comforting. I'm
So I didn't learn anything about technology this week. I learned Aaron has cancer.
Oh, wait, you still have your hernia, don't you?
well, yeah, I do.
Oh,
Well,
But now
doesn't
that you
go
named
away.
it out on the
it doesn't go away.
yeah, it doesn't go away.
It's there permanently unless you have it fixed. My dude,
What you name it?
Billy.
Billy the hernia?
Well, it's just
It's Billy
Bell-
Button hernia.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Button hernia. You gave it a middle
Billy
name.
from
I'm
the-
sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's a belly button hernia.
yeah. So it's Billy from the belly button.
Yeah.
Billy, Belly,
Billy belly. Yeah.
Billy Belly, Billy Belly.
Sounds like Jelly Belly.
I'm
But
never
I-
gonna think of that the same way.
But that is a disgusting flavor.
Oh.
Jelly Belly belly button, Lind.
So wait, what are we even talking about anymore?
I don't know.
I think we went, woo! We went along the road with
Wow.
Josh off on side tangents.
Goodness, ADHD or what? Man.
which is fine. I am all for it. now I can't get that taste out of my mouth.
Oh, you can taste it? I do not have that skill. Thank you.
Yeah, belly
All
button
right,
lint.
all right. So let's
Okay, now we're
come
gonna-
back in. Yeah, we're gonna
Josh
come back
Let's
in.
coalesce and
Yep.
sing Kumbaya around the
My
microphones.
God, my Lord.
Yeah, what was it? It had me thinking with how many people you see out on the streets and stuff walking on their phones, or you're in a waiting room for somewhere, somebody's on their phone. You know, the phone isn't just, it's not just probably not the internet we're after. Some people are probably using it as what you would call a security blanket, a way to make yourself look busy or look like you have something important.
I do it whenever I'm in a waiting room for a doctor because I hate doctor waiting rooms, especially when I was going to my psychologist's waiting room. I was like sitting there like do.
That's fair. That's
Oh
fair.
yeah, I did it all the time. I was like, I just need to look busy so no one will talk to me.
And
I hate
that's-
human interaction.
And that's one of the things is I believe that technology and that aspect is making us
Go on.
go. I think it's causing us to become what's the word I'm looking for here?
Antisocial,
No.
dumb.
No, Aaron, come on, help me out here. What am I?
It's like, he says, "Dumb Aaron, come on, help me, man."
I'm like, none of us have a psychic link.
It's
with you today.
not. What's the opposite of being desensitized to something?
Sensitized.
Oh no, I don't think that's the right word.
Let's see. Opposite of desensitized.
It's gonna say sensitized.
Opposite of desensitize. Yeah, sensitize.
Got him.
I'm just gonna say this: technology.
Yeah. What?
It's gonna make you more fragile to human interaction. You're not gonna know how to be able to work with it. You're not gonna be able to know how to
ignorant to human interaction.
I guess you could use that word too.
Yeah, it's-
But the emotion thing is what separates technology and being social versus physically and being social. So that's where I see it also posing. And I mentioned that, and one guy at work was like, well, back in the day when newspapers were a big thing, people were probably on the bus reading newspapers. So what's the difference between somebody being, on a bus looking at Facebook versus somebody being on a bus with a piece of newspaper in front of them? I mean, he did have a fair point, but at the same time, you can still do small talk about stuff that you might glance and see on someone's newspaper. But if you do small talk about what you see this person doing on their phone, that's a complete no-no. It's invasive of privacy. And
Yeah, because if I was on a bus and I stared at someone using their phone, that would just be weird.
yeah, that would be.
Same thing though. If I'm on a bus and I'm staring at someone reading their newspaper, that would be weird too.
Well, probably not as weird as if they're on their phone.
Still be.
Well, I mean, when you got a big piece of paper in front of somebody, it's got all sorts of, big wording on it. That's a little bit more distracting than staring somebody down when they got a little, 6.5-inch screen in front of them.
Okay, then.
All right. Any other thoughts on technology and how it's our god right now in life and
I would just
society?
I would say we definitely do need a detox from it from here and there. Being so, I guess, attached to technology, especially for the whole communicating aspect of things, it is you lose that, ability to communicate, one-on-one with somebody, or it's just like an awkwardness.
Yeah, you lose that ability to actually have a conversation.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know, getting away from that and actually having to interact with people and just do things, I guess, manually instead of having having technology assist you with so much stuff. It's good.
I'll tell you
'cause-
my biggest pet peeve is trying to have a conversation with someone and they're nose down in their phone or their computer.
I never thought of it as being so, I guess, rude or disrespectful until it started happening. Like when you hang out with a group of friends, you just got that one just like, I know I'm here with you guys, but it's just like, I got stuff going on
Yeah.
the sites and stuff.
And I'm not trying to be mean, but like yesterday we had a little talk, while we're debating some going over some things, and you're doing that
What
to
did
us
I
yesterday.
do? Yes.
You-
what
you-
was
you-
yesterday? I don't know what yesterday
Saturday
was.
after we
Well, I know
looked,
what
after we
Saturday
looked
was.
at a certain place, and then we went back to your current house for a little bit,
Oh, who was
and
it?
we
My
were
current house.
trying to go over pros and cons over the place, and then you were sitting there nose deep looking for other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of did that to us yesterday without
I
even
did.
realizing it.
Well, I just yeah.
It's all good.
Nice
It's all good.
houses. There's more out there.
It's all good.
So yeah, I'm sorry.
But I mean, it happens so easily without us
It
even
does.
realizing it sometimes.
It really, yeah.
And that's why I said it's all good. Don't worry about it. But you can cry later.
Shame on you. No forgiveness.
I know. And what did we even talk about in church today?
Talk about forgiveness.
I know. And here goes Josh and just off on his own little land. Well, that doesn't work either.
I know what you're thinking. Don't do it.
Anyways, anything else there, Mr. Johnson?
I don't know. Other than the fact that I feel great getting away from technology from here and there.
No, and I agree. We probably should do that once in a
Hey,
while.
remember what we talked about doing?
No, I.
No,
You
what
guys
did we
talked
talk
about-
about doing?
We talked about getting away from here, going off to a place secluded, just kind of letting. Talked about going to Devil's Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Get away from
Oh.
the city.
Yeah. Do you want to do that right now?
Yeah, let's go.
When
this-
it's like
we could.
in the teens? Yeah.
Yeah, we could
cool.
go.
Snow.
We could go build an igloo.
I will not join you for that one. I will wait till it's warmer.
You know what you can do is you can send us pictures and not
Pictures.
just.
I can't.
No,
I
no.
won't have my phone.
Here's what we do.
I'll send you postcards.
We
I want to see you make a postcard.
We're talking about.
yeah, I know. I want to see you make paper by hand without using technology.
You're
Tree
screwed.
Okay.
bark.
Anyway, I was
Anywho.
saying we just reserve a spot in the Wisconsin DNR site, and we can go this summer, and
Yeah.
we can record. Having Josh dangle off a cliff.
Hey, that'd be
Dude,
great.
yes.
Enforcer will help us. You search
You know
your
she
heart.
will.
You know it's true.
You know.
I do. Especially when you and her are in the same room together.
I
The
know.
evil plots just. Oh,
They're telekinetically.
yep.
just- Okay. Anything else, Josh, you want to add on this technology as our modern god here? Because there's a lot in here about AI, everything. Just
Right.
it's a broad conversation. Period.
Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'd
You're
say
you're
I'm
good. You're good.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm good. I got nothing else to add. So that being said, we are available on more places now than we were last week.
Oh, boy.
So we are on again. I realize the irony of this. Talking about we are on Facebook, fb.me/use your words podcast. Our messenger is open. Me and Aaron are on there, so either one of us can reply back. Josh refuses to jump on the modern Facebook bandwagon, which is perfectly fine. We'll have him do other stuff
Yes.
eventually.
Correct.
Twitter at UYW podcast. Website is uywords.com. We are on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, and TuneIn.
Tune in.
Yeah, so we're on all those platforms as well. So do us a favor, leave a review, especially on iTunes. That really helps out everything, or Apple Podcasts, as they call it sometimes now. But leave us a review, a like on there, and share it maybe with someone that you do like. Or, if you don't like us, share it with someone you don't like.
Torture them.
If you want to leave us a 1-star review, share it with someone you don't like, and okay, let us know why.
That's fair.
Our email is available at uywords@gmail.com. Oh, I forgot these 2 other locations we're at. We're also on Blurberry, BLUBRRY, and Spreaker, SPREAKER. Not Sprecher like the drink, but it's like Spreaker or Sprecher.
Whoa.
I was saying,
It's another
Sprecker's a drink. I don't know about Sprinker.
Yeah, it's another podcast directory. So we're on all those areas, and I'm waiting on iHeartRadio as well.
Come on, radio.
So I think they might be just waiting for a few more episodes to
for sure.
whatever. So they're coming
wait.
up relatively soon, hopefully.
Wait, can we do an outro? Can we do an outro?
I was just gonna say, don't forget about Grand Rapids.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
take a
that's
photo
right.
with me.
That's right. Aaron is going to be in line for the August Burns Red concert.
He will probably be the only guy in shorts.
That and having a unicorn.
No, he
horn.
won't be the only guy in shorts, but he will be the only guy probably having a unicorn horn on his head.
Yeah, probably.
If
would be my
you
guess.
capture a picture with him, send that to uywords@gmail.com.
and I'll probably get you some dinner.
Well, Aaron
As
will
a
get you
reward.
dinner, and if we get a picture, if we get multiple pictures, the best picture, I'll just say it right now, I'll get them an Amazon gift card.
Hey.
Okay,
Prizes.
I'll just say that right now because then I can use that later. Now, and if you can convince him to shave his beard in line,
Not happening.
he can give me a call. I will bring the razor kit. We will do it right there in line, and that person I will give $100 to.
Stop! Knock it off. No.
I should just cancel work and get there. Oh, yes.
Offer's not open to you.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Get out of here.
It's not
Well, if
open
I
to
find
hosts.
I'll
He just wants money. That's not
I know.
$100 for shaving your
So
beard.
now we know what his god is. It's not
money.
technology, it's money.
All right, guys. Aaron used to have a very big beard, and then he shaved it for a polar plunge. So it's coming back. So to make him baby face again,
Not worth it.
that's worth $100, guys.
No.
That's the scariest thing in the world, by the way. Baby
It
face.
is, but it's worth $100.
Y'all don't want to see that.
No.
Hey.
What?
We should do an outro.
That's what we're doing.
Wait. Oh, I was just saying. Well, we'd be like, that's a wrap. This is Paul, Aaron. This is Josh.
These are things you bring up ahead of time before we actually are recording.
No, I know. And this is where you're going to do your edit.
You
Josh, sometimes. Do I have something hard to throw at you besides the soundboard? No, I do not. Because I am going to seriously throw something at you one of these days. Hopefully.
Hopefully we'll see him next week, but who knows? I don't care anymore.
Okay, unicorn Aaron. All right, bye.
See you guys.